Let's just take a quick look at some upcoming games. Wednesday, August 18th, the Serbian Eagles travel to Club Roma to take on the St. Catharines Roma Wolves. On the 20th, the Eagles host TFC Academy at Centennial, London City and Toronto, Croatia from Cove Road, and the Hamilton Croats against Portugal FC. On Saturday, the Impact Academy host the Astros at Saputo, Brantford Galaxy and the Roma Wolves, this time Brantford hosting at Lions Park. And then we move on to Sunday, two more big games, the Lions and the Shooters from Vic Park, Toronto, Croatia taking on Portugal FC at Centennial. And just remember, for all the latest news, stats, and of course the standings, go to the league website at CanadianSoccerLeague.ca. And Anthony Totera from OSA Touchline Television joins me now in the studio with his opinion on the Canadian Soccer League. Welcome to the show again, man.
Thanks, Alex.
Yes, you had a busy weekend. A couple games you went and saw that you want to talk about. Let's start off first with Friday night's game. Hamilton and the Serbian White Eagles, a rematch from a couple of weeks ago. And what were your impressions of that game?
I was looking forward to watching that game. Great atmosphere again. The Hamilton fans made their way out there to watch this game. But once again, this Serbian team, with the leadership of Sasha, is winning games. And they're going to be a strong, strong team the rest of the season. I think they're going to be the team to beat. A little bit disappointed in Hamilton, Croatia in the first half. Second half, they came alive. And if it wasn't for 2 or 3 great saves by Milos Kocic, the goalie of Serbia, making 3 great saves, it could have been a tie game. But I think the experience, the smarts of the Serbian White Eagles, and they know what to do when they have that lead. They just kill the clock, and they did it so well Friday night. But hey, heads have to be stayed up high for Ronnie Davidson and his young team there, because they got a great future ahead of them.
This is part of the learning process, though, we could say as well, right? Hamilton, possibly just as much talent, but of course did play one level down last year, and they are still adapting. I mean, they've done very well in the CSL this year, but still adapting to that higher level of play. And of course, when you run smack into the Serbian White Eagles, that's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And they have time because the season is still young. And let's not forget, Hamilton, Croatia are in top 5 in the standings right now, top 6.
Very well.
They've been there all season long. This is a strong, fundamentally skilled, well-taught team.
Yep. Move on to St. Catharines for a second here. On the Roma Wolves, we haven't talked about them that much this year. There hasn't been that much to talk about so far. Kind of a battle with London all season long to stay out of the basement. So a rough go of it so far for St. Catharines.
Yeah, it's been a rough go, Alex. When I think of St. Catharines, I think of players in the past like Dino Perry. Here was a guy that was proud to wear this St. Catharines jersey, loved playing there, gave it his heart and soul and everything he had. And I'm not saying these players aren't, they are, but it just seems that nothing has been working for them all season. It's a veteran team, a lot of veterans on this team.
Use an influx of young talent, couldn't they, on that team, maybe a little bit more?
Yeah, they could. And let's not forget, this is a team that does a ton of traveling, unlike a lot of the teams that are really in the GTA circle. So maybe that, with this veteran team, is playing a toll on them this year.
Yeah, and you know, such great tradition in St. Catharines out there at Club Roma. I've been to a couple of games out there. The first final I ever did for the CSL in 2001. Of course, when St. Catharines actually won, they really, good fan support, good organization and stuff like that. Let's move on to the second game you saw, York Region and Milltown on Sunday. 1-1 tie between the 2 top dogs in the league, and you liked what you saw.
Fabulous game, Alex. People that didn't go out and watch this game, Alex, what a shame. I would have paid to watch this game. It was a fantastic chess match from beginning to end. Young Milltown players against the experienced veteran players of York Region, like Ricky Titus, a 40-year-old guy that plays like a 20-year-old guy, very smart, very cagey, and very athletic. Andre Rollins of York Region, the goal scorer in extra time, was playing a fantastic defensive game the whole game. Let's talk about the Milltown and some of their young players. Leslie Slaint Fury, great speed, dynamic speed. Let's talk about Scott Cliff. Here is the rock of the team, a goalie that made tremendous saves in the second half to keep it at tied 1-1.
And a young guy like Cordell Benjamin, who earlier in the season against York Region on Milltown's home turf came off the bench to score the 2 goals in the game that actually beat York Region.
And he scored the goal yesterday against York Region to put them ahead, and a great speed from this young fellow as well. Martin Kuipers, the Dutch international that is here on this team, brings a lot of experience, a lot of calmness to this young team, and it exudes that off the beginning of the pitch to the end.
And one other guy I want to go back to from York Region really quick, having a great season. You said he wasn't really on his game as much last night, but Bastyovanszky, the guy just continues to produce, scores goals all the time.
He puts the ball in the net. Unfortunately, yesterday's game, the young defenders of Milltown kept him in check, but every time I saw Bastyovanszky, to his defense, he had 2 or 3 Milltown guys on him, so he was covered continuously, and he was left alone a lot of times to go out on his own. I mean, Jason D. Tomas has had a solid game as well, but he missed some chances that I think he might regret as well.
Okay, finally, you wanted to make a really quick mention of 2 goalkeepers that have really impressed you so far. We got about 30 seconds.
Milos Kocic of Serbian White Eagles. This guy here should be playing somewhere in Europe or possibly in the MLS. This guy made 3-4 saves against Hamilton, Croatia Friday night and stoned that team with those 3 or 4 saves. Scott Cliff, we just talked about with the Milltown boys there. Yeah. What a goalkeeper. Solid, young, hungry, and he's just amazing when he's out there dealing with the game action with his young team.
A big reason why Milltown is where they are right now is because of Scott Cliff. That's all the time we've got for this week. Once again, my friend, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Great
Alex.
job. We've got to take a quick break. The CSL this week. We'll be right back. Time for a little fan feedback now. It's Ask the Commish with CSL Commissioner Dominic DiGeronimo.
Welcome to Ask the Commissioner. I'm your host, Anthony Totera, and a special question sent in via Anthony Totera. And today I have a question for you, Dominic, that a lot of fans out there, a lot of spectators have been complaining about early on. It's the fields. Canceled games because fields aren't in good shape. What is the league and what is the commissioner doing about this?
Well, I think that one of the most difficult tasks we'll have as we grow this game across the country is getting more and more municipalities on side to provide the kind of facilities that our soccer-loving fans and athletes deserve in this country. It'll be a slow process, unfortunately, but we need to lobby along with all of our clubs at the community level and as well as with the CSA to make sure that municipalities always keep this in the forefront of their capital budgeting plans, and that'll take time, but as long as we make it a priority and we force them to make it a priority, there's hope for changes in the near future.
Thank you, Commissioner DiGeronimo. And if you'd like to ask the Commissioner a question, you can email him at askthecommish@canadiansoccerleague.ca.
Well, a message to fans of Major League Soccer's Toronto FC. You're passionate about your team, and for good reason. Especially this year, the Reds have been dynamite. But if you want to get a sneak peek at some of the players that'll be hitting the pitch for the big club in a couple of years, look no further than your academy team. Fast, young, exciting. They've been a welcome addition to the CSL since joining the league in 2008. And we take a closer look now at TFC Academy and this week's team profile. They're some of the best young players this country has to offer. Since 2008, TFC Academy has been a fixture in the Canadian Soccer League, a team whose goal is to grow that talent to the point that the players can one day make the parent club, Toronto FC, of Major League Soccer.
The single most important goal is to put players into the first team. We have to be a breeding ground to give them some local talent, some Canadian talent, as well as showing other youngsters in and around the GTA and the rest of Canada that you can develop here in Canada and not only play for Toronto FC's first team, but also potentially Canadian national teams.
After 2 years of growing pains in the CSL, TFC Academy is in the midst of their most successful season to date. Currently, they sit 5th in the standings, very much within striking distance of top spot.
This is the first year we've actually gotten this much points ever with the academy, so that's a very good, accomplishment so far. And throughout the year, geez, it's been up and down, but we've starting to, feel our way through it.
One of the top young players in Canada is Nicholas Lindsay, TFC's 17-year-old striker.
Nicholas has outstanding pace. He brings some pace from the flanks. He can also play through the middle. He's a very two-footed player, so he has an ability to cut in and shoot with either foot. He's a natural finisher.
Lindsay, like several other TFC Academy players, got their first taste this year of the benefits of playing in the TFC system. His strong play earned him a call-up to the big club for a game against English Premiership side Bolton FC.
It was a fun ride. I tell you, it was the journey of a lifetime. It was every kid's dream, And you know, with me just working hard day in and day out, finally getting this chance to, you know, show my skill, and I luckily got penalty shot. I capitalized on it, so that was good too. And just the experience though, you know, just to get that was great.
TFC has allowed just 17 goals this season, the third lowest total in the league. Aside from having a strong defense, a big reason for that accomplishment is goalkeeper Garrett Cypress.
Excellent goalkeeper. Garrett is an inspirational leader in the back, always demanding, good with his feet, and is very comfortable with the ball.
Alondo Matheson is another dangerous striker for the Reds. He's big, strong, and remarkably talented.
Alondo Matheson is a center forward that can link the play and hold the ball up. He can also finish. I would say you know, he scored quite a few goals in the CSL over the past 2 seasons.
Daniil Henry is the man that anchors the TFC defense, and he's another player that earned a call-up for the Bolton game.
He brings presence in the back as well, and definitely a center back who strikers can be a little nervous about sometimes.
The man in charge of TFC Academy is someone who brings a wealth of experience to the team. Head coach Jason Bent is both a former MLS standout and member of the Canadian national team.
A very influential coach, and whatever he says really gets across to our players, and they respect him as a coach.
TFC Academy members feel that playing for the team has definitely helped bring their game to a whole new level.
TFC is being a very big influence in my life right now, you know, coming from Brampton Blast and just working your way up, the type of technicality and the physicalness and the skill, the level, it's much different, and you got to get there. You know, it's day in, day out. It's the very good development program. It can really bring up your game, and it's really improved myself and my game.
And that's going to wrap it up for this week. But just remember, for all the latest news, stats, scores, and standings, head to the league website at CanadianSoccerLeague.ca. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next week.